Welcome to the Get Missed Toy. I'm your host James Hart, and with me is
Bill Duncan.
today we're going to talk about superheroes and whether or not we need superheroes in our lives, or if you can live your life without a superhero. If that makes sense, or if you don't think of things in terms of superheroes, think of it in terms of role models or who you look up to.
A hero.
Yeah, a hero.
Because when you think about it, think of the A-Team. The A-Team, they're a bunch of people like army guys, right? But they don't really have superpowers. They just have guns and cars and stuff. And yet at the same time, they become superheroes in a sense by saving the day and working for, people that need help. And then overall, there's a lot of people out there that believe they have powers, but they don't know how to actually prove they do, you know?
Yeah. But I think superheroes can help people in other ways besides like them looking up to
having powers.
Having powers and stuff. They can entertain people for one. They can probably relieve pain, probably relieve sickness. These are all things that humor can do, and humor is in comics. And comics also has action.
Right, there is even with Doctor, okay, there's a Doctor, But I don't know, we look up to people and we call them heroes. But once you think about it, sometimes the strongest hero is the person who does it out of their own heart. And the one that just takes steps up and tries to save the day. And help people, I guess.
I agree with that, yeah. Often the hero is the person who makes the hero. The person who makes the hero is often the hero, kind of.
Yeah, but it's also weird too, because with some superheroes, some of their enemies are actually family members, and it's really distorted, because most of your enemies, are pretty much like your business. More and more people are always saying, when they see Iron Man 3 and say, oh, we're the Avengers. No, at one point, these heroes, and if you want to be a hero and a leader, you have to deal with your own demons. Sometimes you can share your demons, but most of the time you're fighting your own demons. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So what your favorite is Fab Four, right?
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four, yeah.
Yeah.
Fab Four, that's the Beatles.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, that they have those. I remember this guy with the stretchy arms, right?
Yeah. There's a few people that can stretch their skin somehow. But when you think of it, it's not really it's kind of weird. I don't know, the ways you can actually propel yourself into a situation with stretching powers. I don't know. But hey, he has a brain on his head, so that's another reason that takes over. And it's weird too, because with Reed Richards' son, Franklin, is this super omega kind of mutant power. He's at the top of the food chain when it comes to superpowers with mutants. Because Franklin, his parents were the Fantastic Four. And some of those stories that include him are kind of strange. Because he's kind of had a weird life. Being a son of a superhero team. And then discovering his own powers and discovering what he can do. To a point he can make his own pocket, universe. His own actual universe. And that's how he saves the day sometimes. Well, in one story anyways. But, they have a lot to deal with. And, when you think of mutants, I think of schizophrenics. But there's so much we have to cover still, so what do you think?
Yeah, my favorite heroes are kind of like anti-heroes in literature. They're these characters, they go and they have some conflict or something they do really badly at. And it's just the explanation of what's going on inside their head, how they feel morally, and how they feel I don't know. It's interesting to read different types of heroes too. like not just the classic hero, like the Mount Olympus heroes, or the
Good
gods,
point.
I guess. Or
Yeah.
yeah, gods is a bit overkill. I mean, superheroes
Well,
is
not really, because when you think about that, like, even the Avengers, they have friggin' like Thor, Black Knight, and what is the other kid? Oh yeah, Hercules, and they're technically kind of like gods, but they're like, I don't know, in the Marvel universe. I mean, the role of Thor has always kind of, yeah, it's an interesting dilemma when you think about it. Because it's like you don't have to be a god to have powers. You just have to have willpower. And if you can put your mind to it, you do your best. Anything's possible.
How about for curing melancholy? Like, if you're really melancholic, superheroes, do they cure that when you like read about them? Because I find that anti-heroes, you do get a sense of like, oh, there's someone who's having a worse time than me, and you're reading about it, and it's like an anti-hero. Like, I really identify when I'm depressed, and when I'm happy, I don't read those books because they're depressing. But when you're depressed, also depressed, and you read something else, it's kind of like misery loves company. Kind of,
exactly. I mean,
yeah. But how do superheroes affect you, like reading comics on a down day?
Well, probably because most kids when I was younger, I looked up to like the Incredible Hulk and Batman, and I mean these were parts like, well, the Hulk, you would have like breakdowns and have little hissy fits, and what kid can't relate to the Incredible Hulk? And then I don't know. I mean, another hero too is Batman, and he's a complete loner. He's really kind of like, I don't know. They're kind of anti-heroes because I mean, the Hulk never really wanted to become a hero. He just got blasted by gamma rays, and that basically gave him anger issues. Yeah. And when it comes to Batman, well, Batman has issues because he dresses like a bat. and basically when his parents were gunned down, he wanted to go like ape shit on everybody, so he had to become Batman and think, well, but when it comes down to it, he's paranoid, he's a loner, he has issues. But a lot of superheroes do, actually.
That's interesting, because I have kind of like a closed mind, or not a closed mind, but I just haven't read that many comics, and I always thought that they were all heroes, but they're actually anti-heroes in there too. So
there's a lot of different, like, I mean, I don't know, when I read some titles, it's like, when they're a team, there's actually a couple, like, weird ones about, like, different kind of special schools, like, kind of, like, for gifted youngsters and whatever. Yeah. And, yeah, these weird kind of wishy schools are, like, popping up everywhere in every kind of universe. Well, especially in the Marvel, there's, like, a few different schools that help people with their mutant abilities. And, yeah.
There's a book called The Chrysalis that they taught us in school, and that was about these people that they didn't like mutants, and then it's about this person who's a mutant, and then they go join these people they're called the Fringe, and they go join them, and it's an interesting book. Did you take that in school, or remember that, or?
Yeah, I thought it was more kind of like a book about sociology in a way, because of the way they would describe it.
Yeah.
And how it was like kind of, yeah. I mean, I do find the whole idea of like futures past, like, well, yeah, I mean, futures days, like, yeah, days of futures past.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing about how some realities and like some futures are already like past. So that's kind of interesting.
I didn't catch that. What was Futures Past?
Well, Days of Futures Past, which was a storyline in the X-Men. But in the fact, I mean, when you think about Futures Past for aliens, I mean, the future is the past to them. I mean, everything goes the reverse opposite when you're like an alien. I mean, you're like negative, you're like the opposite. And yeah, you see the humans, modern day, kind of modern era, kind of boring. But really, I mean, when they do it, it's, I don't know, I just have strange ideas about how we kind of like see the future, and I mean, it's in a lot of movies. There's like they're already documenting like different centuries and stuff, and that's always kind of controversial because you never really actually get it right. But to me, I think real futures past happen all the time. I just mean like technology on Mars. I mean, a lot of people say that the reason why they have magnetic or was demagnetized or magnetized was because, yeah, it was pretty much like Earth we have here. But that was like millions of years ago and they burnt out. That's why I believe Mars was green before it was red.
Do you think we'll reach a point where we'll do what you say that aliens can do is and start going backwards and then we won't die and we'll start going back towards the past?
Pretty much.
You think that'll happen?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's people in the world that want to prevent certain futures. And that's always like an actual storyline in a lot of different books. And other kind of franchises.
Yeah. Well, I don't think people have much control over the future. I mean, it's
well, some
it's
people
everyone. Like, one person can't do anything about the future of the world, really. I guess that's kind of a pessimistic way to look, but it has to be like a movement, kind of. So
well, there are peace societies, there are secret societies.
Yeah.
I think they are a bit more powerful than people think they are, or less powerful comparing on what you actually think is a technical secret society.
Well, some of these societies aren't so secret, and some of them are at war with each other, so it's kind of like...
Yeah.
It's kind of like the not-so-secret societies of governments.
Well, yeah, because they're really wanting to keep stuff private, secret, and quiet. But unfortunately, there's gross public mainstream that's interested. And this probably bugs a lot of people who want privacy and want their own kind of, like, heaven on earth. But, like, basically, people are trying to break down the doors of heaven just because they have a coupon they got from a friggin' paper. Coupon day at heaven.
When you speak of heaven, does that come from comics too?
I don't know. I mean, the way I think about heaven is, I mean, I don't know. I joke about how, like, this planet has, like, 2 layers, like Middle Earth and then the outer core, real Earth. And yeah, to me, it's always been strange because the way I look at heaven on earth is just getting to, like, being able to stretch and save your food and save your supplies and actually can live a normal day. And another day in heaven is a day in hell for someone else, for all you know.
Yeah. So what's the future of time travel?
Well, I don't know. For now, I think it should just stay in the books.
Stay in the books? I think so too.
Or, yeah. It should stay in the book. It should stay in, like television, and it should, like... I don't know. I mean, there's people that are opening Pandora boxes all the time, and they just don't actually think of the consequences. You have to keep some, like...